right. Hi, James. How are you?
Hi, I'm pretty good. A little tired.
Yeah?
But pretty good overall. Yeah.
So we are in Santa Elena. No, we are in Parque Arbi in Medellin, Colombia. James was my tour guide. I have been living here for 4 years, but James has been here, so he decided that he wanted to give a tour to a couple of his friends through Parque Arbi. James, how long have you been in Colombia?
It's been about 2 months, and I spent a month in Bogota and about a month here in Medellin.
Are you a nomad?
I'm a nomad. Yeah.
What does a nomad mean?
A nomad just travels around. For me, I work online, so I'm a digital nomad. It just means I work online and I move around from city to city, country to country.
What countries have you been to?
Over the past year, I've been to Mexico and Brazil, and now Colombia.
Okay. Mexico and Brazil.
Yeah.
What's next?
Well, first I'm gonna go back to the USA and visit my parents and visit my friends, and then I'm thinking could be Peru or Turkey or I don't know, maybe China if COVID restrictions lift there. I would like to go to China to visit my relatives.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
Chinese.
Yeah, well, my parents were born in China. I was born in the U.S., so you could say I'm Chinese American or American born Chinese, something like that.
And what have you learned from all your travels?
Traveling is fun. That's the main thing. It's kind of nice to try new things and eat new food and hear new music and meet new people and things like that. And I've also been learning Spanish, so I can sort of speak Spanish a little bit now, which is nice. Um, and yeah, it's just a lot of things like that. I would say overall, my life is just it's like what does it be? It's like pretty exciting. It kind of feels like an adventure all the time. Whereas back home in New York, it didn't really feel like an adventure. It just kind of felt like I was doing the same thing like all the time.
I see. Have you found it easy to socialize with people during your travels?
Yeah, well, sometimes it's hard if there's a language barrier. Some people don't speak English, but usually it's kind of okay. I can speak some Spanish now too, and a lot of people speak English. It's easier to meet other English speakers from other countries, but I've also made friends with locals as well who don't speak English.
How? How do you meet people?
Uh, I'm not sure. I guess through Bumble. That's how I met her through Bumble. I meet people through social activities. For example, in Brazil, I started doing jujitsu, and I made some friends there. I've been taking some dance classes here in Medellin. I met some people there. And I sometimes I'll live in a hostel where I can meet other travelers, and I meet them. Um, and yeah, sometimes I meet people, just I guess randomly. It just kind of happens.
How do you decide which country you're going to visit next? Is it like based on currency? Is it based on people that you know?
Um, Sometimes it's kind of random. I think for Mexico, I was just thinking it's nearby, and I think I saw some YouTube videos about some people visiting Mexico. So I said, okay, I'll go there first, and it's cheap. And then for Brazil, I was teaching some Brazilian students, and they were telling me about Brazil, and I said, okay, well, Brazil is near Mexico, and it's also kind of cheap, so let me check out Brazil. And for Colombia, I had met people in Mexico, and we became friends. So I said, okay, I'll go visit my two friends in Colombia, and it's just it's a little bit random like that. A year ago, I didn't know that I would be visiting Brazil or Colombia. A year ago, I only knew I would be visiting Mexico.
Okay, that's interesting. Do you miss having? How long have you been traveling for? I'm sorry.
It's been about 1 year now
Okay.
that I've been doing this. Yeah.
Okay. And do you miss kind of like a stability, like a home, like a place to call home, like throughout these years?
Yeah, I definitely do, and I'm looking forward to going back to New York and spending a few months there at least with my parents and my family. But I feel that eventually I'll get restless again and I'll want to get up and go somewhere again because that always happens to me. Um, yeah, and I noticed too, like while I was traveling, like for instance in Sao Paulo, I changed my apartment like every 4 days, and that was really tiring and stressful, and I would never want to do that again. So now when I go somewhere, I stay there for like a month. So I try to stay in one neighborhood in one city for at least 1 month now. And the experience is a lot better. I'm not always stressed about moving, looking for a new place and things like that.
Okay, that's actually pretty valuable advice for people that are considering being digital nomads. Um, is there any other advice that you'd give to somebody considering this kind of lifestyle?
Um, not sure. I think it's kind of hard in the beginning. In the beginning, I was working a lot and I felt stressed a lot. But I would say just keep at it. I think you can figure out a way if you really want to do this. It's definitely possible. Just don't give up, and you'll figure something out.
Okay, great. Is there anything else you'd like to share with your viewers today?
Nope. No, nothing. I
Okay.
don't think so. Do you have any more? You don't have any more.
I don't have any more questions unless there's something that you would like to share with your viewers.
No,
No?
I don't think so.
Okay,
Okay.
great. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay. Bye.